Bammo.
Welcome to the behind the scenes of the Mystery Guitarman video. Today's theme is paper. Today's theme is paper, right?
I don't know.
It's paper, right? I think we're about to take on our toughest challenge yet. I kind of look like Neo in the Matrix right now, the low. We are going to recreate the entire first level of Super Mario Brothers in a 15-foot by 1-foot high set. It's gonna take a lot of construction. It's all gonna be stop motion. It's a dumb idea. Whoever came up with this, it was me. And this video might be like a yay, like they finished this, or oh my gosh, like what were we thinking? This is an awful thing that is happening in my life right now. So first step is to know what the world looks like. Thankfully, someone had the entire first world of Mario made into a Photoshop file. We also have all of the sprites from Mario. So the way that sprites work, you know, you have one picture of Mario with his foot like that, and then the next picture with his other foot up front. So the way that a game does it, it actually replaces the file every single time, which is actually very similar to the way that we're going to do it. We replace every single one of these, and it looks like the person's walking. And the way that the camera works, it's following Mario around. The camera moves a little bit, stops, and then moves a little bit more. It never goes back. So what I did was I took this huge image of the whole first world, and I went through it pretty much frame by frame. And then I took the amount of pixels that it moves and created all these math formulas and transposed it into centimeters and inches and feet. So this little animation here is going to be our template to show us exactly what we need to recreate. You know, all the floating blocks and things like that. Floating blocks, that's going to be tough. It's 300 frames, exactly 300 frames that we need to do for this.
Tacky glue for all your gluing needs. You shall not pass!
This is it. This is how long the world is going to be. We've got two 8-feet long things. The world itself is going to be 14, almost 15 feet. It's about 5 meters. We got some screws, some Gorilla Glue. Here's the final castle when he reaches the end. Got a whole bunch of these little blocks, little building blocks to build the floor and maybe the platforms with, right? Some googly eyes, because googly eyes are always fun. Double hammer all the way. We're gonna puncture some nails through the bottom so that these can stay on a little bit better. Got some tacky glue for this over here. If you don't know what tacky glue is,
Tacky glue for all your gluing needs.
this is a crochet thing for the flagpole. It's gonna be a little too big, so we're gonna probably puncture a hole through this. A lot of stuff. It's gonna be cool. Alright, day 3 of this video. I was gone for day 2, so the guys worked on getting all of these bricks together. Probably going to be the most tedious process of this. Probably not. Getting these things, which are the things that we're going to use to hold up the platforms. Working on the Goombas, of course. They look very great. And also the Koopas. Grayson made these out of paint and clay, and of course the googly eyes. Googly eyes, I think, are my favorite thing in the world. So now we're going to be measuring everything out and start placing the platforms that Christian's working on and making sure that everything is to scale. We're going to measure 300 times and shoot once. That's what we're hoping. So I'm calling out every 10 frames, and I'm calling out how far the camera should be, the center of the camera lens should be. So we set up a big tape mark over there. Tape mark? Mark tape? Mark taper? Tape measure? So we set up a big tape measure. We're going to every 10th shot and marking down where every 10th shot is so that we know where we're going to be during the video. This is a time-lapse dolly. It moves very, very slow, and you can make it move even slower. We're basically going to be moving a little bit, stopping, moving a little bit, stopping. Alright, so what we did now was we are drilling holes, drilling screws from the bottom up. You can see here we have these screws just sticking out, which right now are kind of dangerous, but what we're doing is placing these guys down so that they don't move back and forth. This will work just fine. Alright, day 4, we finally got some tape measure, so we can measure things out and have something permanent in there. Today we have a lot of measuring to do still. We're going to place all the bricks down. See, this one is pretty much straight on, and then we have these blue things that hold them back, which you can kind of see from the side, so we might or might not take that out later. It might look kind of cool to see what's holding them up. Alright, we got all the sticks placed down. These will hold like single question marks. Some of them are holding entire platforms for him to walk on. Now we just have to make all of the little guys and place them on. We've got everything ready. We've got the castle to this huge stuff. We've got all the blocks, we've got all the pipes, we've got all the peat moss, we've got all the clouds placed correctly. We're gonna set the camera up. So we're gonna have Christian reading off where we need to be next. We move to where we gotta be. I think we're ready to light the whole thing and get going. We're ready to shoot now. I've got the motor mover. I've got the shutter release over here. So we don't ever have to touch the camera. We have a little over 300 pictures to take, and it's gonna take forever. And here is us doing this until our next big challenge through a montage. All right, day 5, I think, 6. We're almost halfway there. We're doing a really tough sequence where Mario kills both of the Goombas and they fly off of the screen. So it's been really tough. A lot of wires going everywhere. Going to be a lot of wire removal afterwards. These Goombas are really heavy, and these platforms aren't holding them up really well. So we have to have a lot of these little wires holding them up. Alright, now we've gotten to the toughest part of it, where he grows from a little guy to a really ginormous guy and destroys the entire back half of the set. We're going to cut some extra pieces. The big ones are actually about this big, and they need a lot of backing support. So we put some back supports in them, and they're going to go big, and it's going to be awesome. So that's it. Mario took us a long time, but I think it looks awesome. I think it's going to be a really cool video. Now we just have to go into the computer, remove a whole bunch of wires, working on some timing of some things. I deleted some pictures that I shouldn't have and things like that. Yeah, Grayson's looking at me like, really? Make sure that you watch the final video over here, and make sure that you watch this week's episode of the Sandbox over there. That's it. See you guys later.